Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would let me know in the comments box, I would appreciate it. Thank you for that. We have got a ton, I literally mean a ton of candidates. Never this many before. I don't know if we're going to get through all of them, but I'm going to show you how we're going to cheat on that anyway. So keep in mind that everything we look at today is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice and or recommendations, all right? So let's go ahead and start off first by looking at the futures markets and see where we are at. All right, we're going to start off with the ES, which is the S&P 500. You can see we opened up right here, this vertical line. We opened up here, we closed Friday night at 5 p.m. We opened up 6 p.m. Sunday. We rose up all-time highs, and we've bumped our head on ugly over and over again right in this area. We just keep banging into it again and again and again. We're back a little bit now. We're still up 9.5 points. But after Friday's move, not surprising to see. All right, but overall S&P looking bullish today. The Dow, almost the exact same pattern, slight lower highs on the Dow as we go through, but we're up 18 points on the Dow, so nowhere near as strong as the S&P is right now. The Nasdaq, we're up 60 points right now on the Nasdaq. They just rocked right out of the open last night and went straight in. I watched Nasdaq a little bit about 6:30, 7 o'clock. I was looking at it and watched this move and was wondering how much they were going to press, and they did well, up 60 points right now. The Russell 2000, the RUT, right? We are up 3 points on the RUT right now. So similar pattern to the Nasdaq and that Dow top where we just drifted off from there. We look at Bitcoin. We're down a little bit on Bitcoin, but nothing crazy. We had a nice gap, but we've given it all back in that overnight session on Bitcoin. CNBC, I'm listening this morning, and they say, oh, Bitcoin is down today. They make it sound like 40 points is not down on Bitcoin, right? 40 points is not a big deal for Bitcoin, not on a $49,000 position. Gold, we're down about, 40 cents, not much. Right, but we had a nice spike go on in there. So we're about 10 points higher than we are now earlier today. When it comes to crude, we've backed off a little bit from our highs today in our overnight session. Let me pull that one out. Right, nice little drop in there. We're down 30 cents. So again, not a big deal. It still puts it at 71 and change a barrel. And then nat gas, we've got a 3.5% increase on nat gas today. All right, so let's talk next about what you traded, what we traded, what the trades were last week. Let me know how you did on Friday. Did you play some trades? I don't care if they're paper, if they're funded. It doesn't make a difference to me. If you're learning how to trade, then you need to be doing non-funded trades. Excuse me. Paper trades in essence, right? So let me know how you did, particularly if there are any that you did from last week that came off of what we did. We crushed it last week from Friday. All right. Oh my goodness. Cough attack. Ah. My eyes are tearing. So Jeff said got nailed on SPX Friday due to big moves up end of day. Oh, excuse me, guys. Well, let's see how we made out. We called out a couple of trades from last week. And here's my tracking sheet from last week. I turn the sheet over every day, and I jot down any notes on anything that I looked at for that day, anything that I did. So we had Lululemon was the very first one. And I wrote notes on the front of the page on Lulu. We're looking at a bear call spread. We're looking at a put if we can get a retest. All right. So we wound up doing the bear call spread on Lululemon last week. And it was the 425 put 425 put that we did on that. That was one of our legs. And we wound up on that trade. Actually, we bought the 425 put. My bad. We bought the 425 put. $11 was the cost. That's what it was. I'm mixing it up with some other trades that were spreads. But Lululemon, we bought the 425 put at $11, and we were able to get out of that trade about 17.5. So Lululemon, we waited for the retest. Remember, I talked about the retest, right? If we go to Lulu, if you were here Friday, and we were in the pre-market. This was Friday's candle. We were in the pre-market. I said, for us to buy a put, I want a retest of that 420 level, basically. So what happened? We pushed up to, here's 420. Right there is about 420. We pushed up to it, and we failed off of that level. So we got the retest. We got exactly what we were looking for on Lululemon. It was a great setup on Friday, right, as we rolled over. So nice move there. Costco was the one I had my multiple check marks next to. Big Costco fan. And I had wrote, it was an earnings in play. We were looking at the 530 put, which was about $2 on the 530 put, and 530, 527 half spread on Costco. So let's see what we wound up doing on it. So we wound up buying the call option on Costco. Right, we didn't sell the put. We wound up buying a call because I put it as call and bull put spread. Selling put was just too expensive. So we're looking at the 530 call. We bought the 530 call, and we bought it about $10. We closed the call itself closed around $28. We didn't get all of that, but you had an $18 move on that call, guys. If you only picked up $2, $8, $10 of that $18 move, you killed it, right? So it was a great setup on Costco. Again, it was one of my favorite ones. And then Avago, I should probably make that bigger screen. Avago was the last one. We did a 605 600 put for $1.05 credit, which expired worthless, right? So for last week. So it was overall, again, great set. Now there were 2 or 3 others as well. I don't have the time to go into all of them, but the whole idea behind it is, guys, there are trade setups here that are actionable, right? I want you looking at these every day and identifying which ones you like the best. We're going to go through, I've got about 7 or 8 main companies, and then there's another 11 on top of that, and there's a reason behind the 11. You'll see it in a moment. Find the ones that fit your risk profile, the ones you like the best, and focus on those for today, all right? So let's go take a look at today's candidates. So the very first one, actually, let's get our pre-market slide. The very first one is Apple. Apple at JP Morgan, they raised their target. I think it was 180. They raised it up to 210 now for their target. So Apple's up about $2.60. Of course, they have weekly options on Apple. I'll be looking at a bull put spread, possibly a call option on Apple. If we look at the intraday, the end of day. All right, for me to buy a call, right now Apple's at 182, so it's up 261. And if we scrunch down, I don't have anything up here for fibs, right? So we're looking at a negative 1.618 needs to be added in. Without a doubt, we're going to need to fib it that, split it in half. 77.85, that's 8. We're good. We don't need another fib in there. So retest of that one. So we're up at 182 right now. We're close to, again, 185 is resistance. So for me to take a call option, I would really want to see a bounce back off that 177 level. I don't think that'll happen today, or at least get near to it. Or we look for a pivot point once the market opens. We identify pivots and say where if we see a bounce, but you've got resistance right above head. So for me, instead, I'm going to be looking more at a bull put spread below 177 is what I'll be looking for. So if we look, you got a full week. So below 177, that means 175, 172 half. Guys, on this spread, if it's 21 to 71, that's 50 cents, a little more than 50 cents, 4 or 5 cents, 54 cents in there for that $2.50 spread. I like the 175, 172 half. For a bull put spread, which is what I just jotted down on my notes. All right, so we're looking at Apple. That was our first one for today. All right, next is ARNA. They're a buyout. They're being bought out at $100. Notice where the stock is. Boop, it shot up, right? We actually got up to close to 100 in there, kind of pulled off a little bit. This would be a great candidate. I love these for diagonal spreads if they had weekly options. They only have monthlies on them. So you could be looking at a longer-term trade here if you wanted, but you do have a bull put spread because set up potentially for 4 days from now. But there are $5 increments here. So not my favorite candidate, but it would be bull put spread, just not. It'll be the last one I consider is on my list today. Bntx. All on COVID news. Pfizer didn't really move on the news. Same news because it's the same vaccine. Bntx did about $10. They're up in the pre-market this morning. So we'll be looking at a bull put spread on Bntx. They also have weekly options on them. Of course, we'll be looking for today. So if we look at Bntx, let's get some moving averages on there. And right now they're trading at 268, we'll call it. So they've pulled up here. Let's see, 30 to 80 is 55. Okay, so we need Fibbits on here. So let's go ahead and add those. And guys, if you're looking at this saying, wait, what is he talking about? Fibbit, what is he doing there? If you're not sure of what I'm referencing here, what I'm talking about, it's a way that we split these lines and the why behind it. I don't really have the time to explain it, but instead, if you go over to Trading Like a Boss, which is all free trainings that are on here, this Fibonacci, today's power indicator, go ahead and grab that. It's a 3-day series. You'll get, some exercises to do each day and, prep for the next day. And it'll give you a great opportunity to learn a little bit more about what we do with Fibbits and things like that. So it's fun here. Look what we closed, right? Very interesting. So we're at 267, right? 268 right now. We closed at that 257. We're at 268. So we're kind of up here at this point. So we're looking at a bull put spread somewhere below that 257 half. $255, if I can get it on that spread, if that's available, is what we'll be looking at. All right. Dollar Tree. They got one crazy person on the board or shareholder that is his goal is to remove the entire board. So it's a very aggressive board shakeup going on right now. Certainly bearish on what's going on. We're looking at a bear call spread on this one. HOG, H-O-G. They're merging with Livewire. I didn't look into the merger yet. It's good for HOG, whatever it is, which is Harley Davidson, right? Mr. Paul stock. So we'll be looking at a bull put spread, possibly a long call option, and even to the point of a naked put. So if we look, here's HOG. If we're looking at, and they do have weekly options, if we're looking at HOG, we were at about $37 right now at 41.5. So we're way up here. So I'm going to be looking at probably, excuse me, a bear. We're looking for naked put. We're looking at that naked put below 39. Is where I'm going to be looking for the naked put. Now, we're up a couple of dollars on this, so we're not going to get a real good indication of where we're at. But if we looked at Friday's numbers, looking at, a 37 delta, a 37 strike, 22 delta, I want about that 20-ish delta. we're getting 88 cents for it. If I can get 80 cents for a 20 delta, yes, I like it a lot. Can I then turn around and write covered calls on it? We can, but everything, see, all the deltas have shifted because of what's going on pre-market with this bigger move, so we don't have good numbers here for this week. But yes, we can go ahead and then write covered calls if we got exercised on it, and I wouldn't mind buying it at a few dollars lower price than it is right now. And I do like Hog. Talk about an aggressive or a massive fan base, right? People that like Harleys, right? They're committed. Peloton, news is out on it, guys. They ran a new ad that had, what's his name there? Chris Noth on it. I know Sex and the City, but I like him from Law and Order. And I guess I didn't know this because I don't watch it, but I guess in the reboot of Sex and the City, he died on a Peloton. So they brought a commercial out with him on the commercial. And that's driven that price up a little bit. It's up 81 cents. If anything, I'd be looking at a bull put spread. I'm just going to put parentheses of caution. I just don't know if this ad is going to be enough to overcome everything that they've gone through. And when I say everything that they've gone through, Peloton, that $170 stock, $38 stock. I just don't know if this is a recovery for what was a COVID stock, right? I need a bike or a treadmill because I got to do this from home now. And then RIVN, their R1T was named Motor Truck of the Year, right? Which over Hyundai, over Honda, over Ford, GM. I mean, they were the Motor Truck of the Year. So I like that a lot. They're up $3. This is something that will linger on. This is an increase in sales over time because of it. People look for those reports. Oh, I like this one. It was, rated so highly. We should go ahead and look at buying that one. So we're going to look at a bull put spread, possibly a long call option on it. Naked put's a little bit more money than I like as far as stock price on a naked put. So first thing is, let's go look RIVN's stock price. All right, so we'll identify a fib because we got some bounce last week on RIVN. Newer issue, of course, for those that were unaware of that. All right, right now we're at 117.5. So I would love to see us get above that 118.75. That's really the magic number for me. If we can get above that level, let's see, 100 to 119. Wilder's average true range. We don't have an average true range. We don't have enough days yet to identify one. But if we look here, high to low, 14 to 21, we've got $7 in there. So we're going to split that level. We're going to add a $118. We'll actually need the negative 136 also and the 118. All right. You'll notice we don't even have moving averages on here because we just don't have enough time that we've been in business as a stock, right? So we'll be looking at a bull put spread on it, but I really would like to see this one get above 119. And then I'll be looking at something below that 119 level. And they do have weeklies on them, which is great, all right? Keep in mind, if you are looking at entering a call right now, you've got 118.75 as resistance. So that's the one thing to be concerned with. All right, so on to my list. Those are the main candidates. All right, but now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stocks, starting with PANW, that are being added to the Nasdaq 100, which means they're added to the Qs. What does that mean? Every mutual fund, every ETF that tracks the Qs, the Nasdaq 100, has to buy in proportion each of these stocks. Now, this is going to take place. Actual transaction will happen on Monday the 20th, right? Monday the 20th is when that transaction will take place, when it'll actually happen. But those companies already know about it now. They get to buy that stock. They're at a set price. They're locked in on what they buy it at, okay? But that means that they're going to be buying all those shares up. So we see an increase in price. So if you look at companies like PANW, right? On the pre-market on PANW, we had a nice move. PANW is one of my top ones. They're already on my power option plays list, right? Airbnb is another one. Although I don't like them as a company, I like them as a trading company. So there's another one, and that was just bad experience with them is all it was. There's another one as a potential there. Now there are 6 companies in total that have announced that they're going to be adding to the S&P, to the Nasdaq 100. These are the 2 that excite me the most. Now, if they're putting companies on, it's only called the Nasdaq 100. They've got to take companies off. And they don't necessarily have 100 on there at all times. They could have 94, 98. They don't always have, they could have 102, even though they call it Nasdaq 100. But they are taking 5 stocks off. So 6 are going on and 5 are coming off, right? Starting with CDW, Fox A, CERN, Checkpoint, and INCY. There's now all of them, you're going to see some potential drop. You know, I grabbed the first one, which was CDW, first one, alphabetical order. Right, CDW is down right now, pre-market $3.50, $3.25. Right, it's all based on that. None of these are drumming off the page at me, going, "Ooh, take me, take me, take me." And a big part of it is, I think all of them, if most of them for sure, but maybe all of them are monthly options. So I don't care. Now, can you do something with a 4-day trade? You know, 5-day trade really. It's you got Mondays is still here, but yes, you can. You absolutely can. But for me, I like the ones going up, not the ones going down. Markets are the ones being added versus the ones taken off. Markets are making a push to the upside today, so I like the idea better of the upside push than the downside push. But you've got them there, guys. There are 5 of them in total, right? So jot them down. CDW, Fox A, FOXA, CERN, CERN, Checkpoint, CHKP, and INCY. Is the last one on that list. All right. So what stocks do you guys want me to take a look at here? We got a couple minutes left. I did well. I'm getting through all of those actually. So let me know the ones that you want to take a look at, and we will go ahead and pop them. Kevin's got in there Coin and Roku. I watched the first video yesterday, waiting for the next. Oh, cool. You're talking about on the Fibonacci stuff, Kevin. Excellent. All right. Good. So let's go take a look at Coin. COIN. Let's try spelling coin correctly. I probably learned it in kindergarten. All right, so Coin, which is Coinbase, Bitcoin is flat. Coinbase is flat, right? So they do have weekly options available on them. If we go back to the daily chart, I'm just going to put the option chain here so I can see it better. 254.5 is where we're at right now. So we're still up above that 246. That's the target, Kevin. For me to take it, I'd want a bearish trade. I'd want it to move back to the 260 level and fail. Or you could look at a bear call spread somewhere above that 260 right now. You could go right at the 260. Let's see. Oh, boy. Let's see, 260. If we go to 265, 270. I mean, as of Friday, the 265.70, 380, 480, $1.40. Wow. So cash in is $1.40 divided by cash out. Well, that would be 360. If it expires worthless, you're talking about 39% rate of return for the week, which is not really horrible. I can think of much worse things than that, right? Let's look at Roku. All right, so why does this not want to? All right, so we look at Roku. It's shifting it over on TradeStation on the other screen. So we look at Roku, 229.25, 228. So we're in a bearish, no, we're in a neutral bias right now. So day trade. If we break the 232, we didn't. We're up $1 right now. So it's really tough, Kevin. Really tough in here. My trade on this is get down below the 232, retest, and fail. It's on my list as a potential bearish trade if we flip over today from the slight bullish move we've got going to the upside. If we could flip over, I'm looking for the move down to 218. This does move about $16 a day. So we've got the opportunity to get pretty close to that 218 for sure. All right. All right, let's see what else we got here. Sean said, I love PNW. I wish their options were in my price range. I get it, Sean. They are expensive. Say, hey, said Rob, is there a better day to place the Iron Condor on the rut? So is there a better day to place the Iron Condor on the rut? There's really not. Mondays are always, say, hey, going to be more aggressive, period, because of the weekend being closed. The activity first thing during the day, that the early morning session, that 9:30 to 11-ish time, are going to be more aggressive. I just look for when we've got 30 days, 60 and 30 days out-ish, and that's when I start looking for it there. But I haven't done a correlation of entry day into it, right? I tend to not take the trades. I may look and today is 60 days out and like, yes, this is the day, and then realize that the S&P 500, is up 65 points. Yeah, the rut is up 38. That's probably not the day I'm going to go and enter the trade, because I'd rather see if I can get some pullback. Or if I am going to enter it, I'm going to enter one side of the trade only and not the other, right? If I feel that that's the way to go. Normally, I don't do it that way. But in a strong bullish market, I'll enter my bull put spread, and I will not enter the bear call until it looks like we start to roll over, and then I'll do a bear call spread. So I'll leg in. I'll do each side of the Iron Condor individually, which I do it that way anyway, but I do it the same day, same time. So I place the call and then the put, or then the put and then immediately the call, either one. So for me, I've not looked at correlation from one day to the next on there. And then say, hey, ask, do we need a new fib on Roku? We do. Say, hey, I saw that yesterday. We're not going to draw it now, but it's going to go from this top to this bottom here. We're going to leave it, and I'll do it in the pop update on Tuesday for you. So you'll see it in there. All right. So excellent. All right, folks, great trading opportunities today. Listen, the last couple of days, I've been showing you exactly what was possible and what we do each and every day here in these updates. So take these candidates. You got a half an hour before the market opens up. Go dig into them. Identify the ones that fit your risk profile. Like Sean said, PANW is a little bit higher priced. Well, if PANW is too high a price, let's see if I can get this without going crazy. If PANW is a little bit too high of a price position, then what if we do this? What if we look at, we're trading at 530, so I'd have to be somewhere. If I could get down below the 515, that would be great. I just don't know if there'll be enough premium in there. But if I look at the 515 puts and then the 510, 515 put, we're looking at 90 cents, right? So your maximum risk in that trade is $410 to make 90. That's if you let the entire thing go against you. Obviously, you're not going to. You've got a delta. If we break these out to individuals, you've got a delta on here of 20 and 16, right? So set a delta goal. If the delta makes it up to X, 30, 32, whatever it is, I'm out of the trade, all right? Set a price goal. If it gets above X, or below X, rather, I'm out of the trade. See where I'm going with this, guys? There are still ways to trade it. All right. So, Joan, you are quite welcome. Say, hey, that is awesome. You got it. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Take care, and I will see you at our next update. Bye for now.